And I think we're good. Okay, we're back. Any questions on that topic? No? Yes? Okay, we're good. So the benefits again, let me make sure I hit on the spots right there. Yes. So the benefits, and we'll go over them really quickly again. So providing your cells with molecular building blocks and energy. So you're going to get a boost of energy from this. This is why at certain points in the day, you may feel a little more energetic. Your body is probably actually using those cells to, it's, cleaning up. It's not necessarily always done in the liver. So it's cleaning up that bloodstream. Then your liver is actually going to process again. So you're getting a double filtration. So reverse osmosis ain't got nothing on our brilliant bodies. So recycling damaged proteins, organelles, and aggregates. You don't necessarily need to know what those are, but they're parts that are broken down from your cells. And then also regulating the functions in your cells' mitochondria. Our mitochondria are actually the powerhouses of our cells. So breaking those down is just going to additionally allow your cells and your cellular energy to support you and stop a lot of oxidative stress. We talked about oxidative stress in the last video. Oxidative stress happens everywhere in our body. So you know how when you start to do a new movement, it's always with exercise, but it's usually when you start to do a new movement. It may not necessarily have been an exercise, but you start typing a little bit more, and then the evening you're like, why are my fingers sore? Like, what happened? Your body's just recognizing a new movement. That's oxidative stress. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a life thing. It's normal. When you go out and work in your garden, your knees get a little bit sore because you were down there. Maybe your back's a little bit sore because you were leaning over a little bit more. All of those types of things are just oxidative stress on the body. And it's just a part of being human. And autophagy will help to support your body's opportunity to constantly be rebuilding for you. So protecting your nervous system and encouraging growth of brain cells and nerve cells. I don't think I talked about this last time, but type 3 diabetes is a neurodegenerative disease. So it actually comes from you not getting enough nutrients in your diet over a prolonged period of time. You're slowly starving your brain of the nutrients required in order to keep you healthy, keep your brain healthy, keep your mind young, keep you fresh and sharp. So these types of issues, these types of situations is where you want to make sure you're getting the most amount of nutrients that you can to support autophagy, to help to support your immune system. So I know autophagy may not necessarily be directly linked to your immune system, but it's a brilliant part of your immune system. Remember, I kind of told you our immune system is this huge, big thing, and there are only certain areas that we focus on, and we think that it's linked to just one area. It's not. It's to every part of your body. So type 3 diabetes is tied to dementia as well as Alzheimer's. So that's based upon you not getting enough nutritional density over a long period of time. So you can, and that's why people can actually heal. There are several studies that are done on hyperdosing. We talked about hyperdosing, high nutritionally dense foods, plant foods in the body and in the mind. And you can actually rebuild your brain because your body is constantly rebuilding. You're not just stuck where you are. Just like I talked about in the video yesterday, you can always build and rebuild your microbiome. You can always start from scratch. Yes, it is an investment of time, but I promise you that you're so worth it. So if you're not happy with something that's going on in your body, if you're not happy with the way that your skin is looking, you're not happy with the way that your hair is growing out of your head, you always have the opportunity to rebuild that microbiome. It always starts in your gut because that's where you assimilate all of your nutrients. You can always build and rebuild. You absolutely can. You can always start from scratch and build the most amazing, beautiful house that you desire for yourself. I know that that's something that's huge. Remember, I said stop, drop, and roll. Take a deep breath. This is new stuff. You can absolutely rebuild your body from scratch. It's a gift. It's a gift that we have, and I'm here to help you do that. Any questions or concerns? Okay. No? Covering your mouth? Happy?
I know I'm asking a lot of questions.
No, you're supposed to. Yes.
I want to know what type of nutrients, and I'm only asking for my because of my father-in-law, because we're trying to help him with this diabetes thing.
Yes.
And this was like mind-blowing when you just said that type 3 diabetes, we're starving our brain, we're not having enough nutrients. Like, what are the nutrients? Should he eat more grain foods? Because he does consume a lot of meat. We've gotten him off of a lot of it, but I just want to know if you can cover it now or later when we're
Yes.
done with your lecture.
Yes, I actually have a whole section just for you and just for him. So I will cover that for you, as well as far as mapping out. So listen to me. So we've worked together. So he is actually in the red zone because he already has something that he's trying to work through. So it's going to be a little bit different for him. When you're starting in the red, you actually need a process. You need a protocol because you're not just going straight in and rebuilding. You have to heal, you have to address the injury, you have to address the inflammation, you have to address what actually went wrong in the first place. And now we need to rebuild from scratch. Then we need to move forward and allow the body the opportunity to realize, oh, we're not doing that anymore. We don't work in inflammation. Okay, how do we do this again? And your body will do it, but it's going to take some time because you have to go through that process, detoxification, and then we got to figure out what's going on in the diet. We have to understand what your body is sensitive to or not responding well to. Does your body even remember how to process? Do we have to heal how your body processes nutrition? So there are other things involved. So we can talk a little bit later about that, but I will give you the nutritional density required to help get him started. Anybody else? Okay. All right. I think that is it for autophagy. All right. So now I'm going to talk to you what an immunity problem may look like for you. So low energy, we already know that, right? First off, it's low energy. Metabolic issues, gaining weight easily or finding it hard to lose. Also, losing weight very easily or losing weight very quickly and suddenly, because this could be a nutrition issue, nutritional absorption issue, not being able to keep on weight. Again, a nutritional absorption issue. We all think like, ooh, that metabolism is fast, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it is. Or sometimes you're just not getting enough nutritionally dense foods. Or sometimes your body is getting everything it needs and it's not able to process it. So the truth of the matter is, yes, we are what we eat, but we're also what we are able to do with what we eat. So if you can't absorb the nutrients that you're getting, you're not going to be able to build a body. You're not going to be able to build a new body. There's an issue in the microbiome, which is going to take longer to show up now because we live in a society where we think thin is it. It's not necessary. And we also can think like, oh, a flat tummy is it. That's not always it either. Your body just may process your fat or toxicity in different ways. So you could have a toxic organ issue. Yes, honey, go ahead. I can hear you. Oh.
Okay, so when you say immunity, you're not necessarily talking about it the way that everybody else thinks about it. Because when I think immunity, I think, oh, this person must have a strong immune system because they never get sick, like colds and stuff. But you're actually saying that it's also an immunity issue if you're having malabsorption or not enough absorption of the nutrients that you're eating.
Yes, yes,
okay.
Yes. Because your body's not able to utilize the nutrients that you're taking in. When there is a pathogen in the air, your body may be preoccupied with just trying to do its basics, that's not an issue. And we see that as, like you said, there's a strong immune system, but that's not, there may be a deeper issue. So sometimes it is a great immune system, but if they're not healthy in another area, if they're not healthy in other areas, if there are other areas that they're dealing with, for me at the time, it was my hypersensitivity. So I didn't get sick easily. That wasn't my issue. And my mom would always say, oh, she's breastfed, she's good. But I was constipated. I was dealing with brain fog. My tummy was hurting. My skin was rashy. So there were immune issues, but not in the way that people think those are immune issues. There were other factors of our immunity, which is, again, another indicator that immune system is just not about getting sick or not being sick. There's more to it. All right, so, and then sugar imbalances. So we all don't necessarily know about this because we don't check our sugar all the time if we are not told that we have a sugar issue or we don't think that our sugar is an indicator. Also, let me go back to your weight. So again, I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable or unhappy about their weight. Your weight is a diagnostic tool. You were fine when you were put on this earth. You're fine if you're gonna be thick. You're fine if you're gonna be thin. That's not what this is about. I am talking about if there's an actual metabolic issue that is creating toxicity or is stemmed from toxicity in your body. You know intuitively if something doesn't necessarily feel right, if there's some negativity involved around it, if there is some resistance when you go to think about it. I don't want you to just brush those off. Again, this is another One Brilliant Body thing where it's not just by the book. It isn't. Your body is intuition as well. So there's usually an opportunity for you to know, no, something's a little off. I'm glad I fit into these skinny jeans again, but something don't feel quite right. So don't think of it as this is fit and this is not, this is it and this is not. Think more cognitively about your body and what it's actually saying to you, what response is happening, what conversation is going on. And then back to blood sugar imbalances. So yeah, we don't necessarily know, but it's good to, I have a little blood sugar monitor for myself. I'm feeling a little off. What's going on here? I also do it to check to see what my fasting blood sugar is, just to make sure, am I crossing all my T's and dotting all my I's? This is what I've devoted my life to. However, it doesn't make me isolated. It doesn't make me exempt. I still have to make sure I'm good, because I can just get just as busy doing busy stuff just like you do. I can also not have all my drinks ready one day and I could decide, well, I'm just going to eat vegan junk food today. I'll feel horrible, but I'm still vegan. I still did what I thought I was supposed to do. But because I have enough knowledge to understand that that's not nutritionally dense, it doesn't support my core values for my body, it's going to show up, and it shows up in our blood first. And if we're not paying attention or we don't feel it, because sometimes you can feel it, something's off, something's wrong, we don't respond in a way that we can. And then by then we've created autoimmune issues, and we've created disease in our body and dis-ease. Sporadic irritability. Now, I'm not talking about hangry. I'm talking about where you're good and then all of a sudden you're just pissed. Not some random thought, not those people that we used to talk to, not the naysayers, but you're just really, you feel like angry and you're like, what is going on? Like, what's happening right here? That can come from candida. Candida causes aggression. And actually, there are a lot of other diseases in the body that can cause aggression. The aggression comes from that increase in white blood cells. So you got all these white blood cells. So your body's literally like, yeah, let's do it. So it doesn't just stay in that little part, it goes everywhere. So your whole body's like, yeah, and you too. And you know what, yesterday, when it was at 2:01 and then you was tripping, then you're like, wait, oh, I asked you for a cookie. You said it was cool. Why are you mad today? So those types of things are what I'm talking about, where you literally inside feel like you're upset or angry, or something you thought of came up, or something you didn't think of and you just felt aggression. I usually kind of feel it in my shoulder area, like, oh, I feel a little tight. Something's wrong. Like I want to punch something or someone. Those types of things. Yes. So occasional restlessness. So this can also be attributed to restless leg syndrome, where you're just not satisfied. And I'm not talking about where you need to get out of the state or get out of the country or get out of a moment. I'm talking about, again, where you would normally be at a good basis, or you would normally feel good, you normally feel like yourself. And then all of a sudden you're just like, goodness gracious, like this is not satisfying. I gotta do something. I need to move or not move, or I don't know. Like I have to go. I gotta go. That moment. You can kind of feel it. I feel it again here in my joints. Like, oh, I gotta do something. Like something's off. That's again another opportunity for you to know that you may be having some immunity issues, because our immune system is concentrated in these joints oftentimes, because we're always moving, which creates injury, inflammation, right? So our immune system is always kind of doing this little check. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? That our body's always doing that. Our immune system's always doing that for us, even while we're sleeping. So mild inflammation, I just talked about that. Movements, life, thoughts, process, all that good stuff. And gastrointestinal issues. And remember, our gastrointestinal system is how we bring the outside world in and make it a part of our bodies. So this is when we kind of talked about last week, people making your food and maybe they're not putting all the good love and connection and all that good stuff in it, or you taste something that you don't necessarily like, or there's even times for me, because I'm so sensitive, I can taste like, that something in there is not gonna work for me. I don't know what it is. You know how when you kind of, there's something in there I just do not like. I recognize it, I taste it. We're gonna have some problems later if I keep eating this. I know I'm gonna try to just bow out gracefully so nobody gets offended, but this is just not gonna work for me. So those are the types of things that I'm talking about. Any questions there? Concerns, comments? You vibing with me? We good? Okay. All right. So again, like I said, your immune system is not located in one area of your body. It's a whole part of your body. It's many parts, it's many cells, it's many structures, it's many, many different things to keep you healthy and alive and wonderful and as brilliant as you are. So your immune system is a collection of white blood cells scattered throughout your body. There are two major goals: addressing the inside issues and attacking on the outside if there are outside issues, so they can't get inside. All right, so here are a few of the most common factors that we have in our world that affect our immune system. Heavy metals. So dental work, I've had a lot of dental work. They put metal, right? They make you sign a disclosure. But there are other options. There's holistic dentistry. You can have your fillings removed. You can have them drawn out. You can constantly be in detox. Any of these people, any people that know me on this call, you know that I'm usually detoxing at some point. You're like, again? Yes, yes, again. Mostly because I know that I have a lot of metal in my mouth and I've had to have a lot of dental work. And then also because of the industry that I'm in. Right now, I physically go to a hospital to do additional work. The buildings that we are in, they leach a lot of fumes, they leach a lot of bacteria, a lot of things that we don't necessarily see. The way that our houses are built, there's some things that we need to be more eco-friendly, and they're just not. So it's not necessarily, I do it additionally because I'm aware of these things. Once you become more aware, you kind of do things a little bit differently. So yeah, it's not necessarily just because of my fillings in my mouth, but it's also because I understand that, have you ever walked into the hospital, the doctor's office or a business building, you see that little warning sign? Read that sign and you're like, there's fumes? There's fumes that can cause me issues to an unborn child? Wait, I'm not pregnant, but oh my God, what is it doing to me then? Like, you have to really start to think, you're in the bank and then you look up at the sign like, oh my gosh, like I've been in here for an hour. Oh no. Or these people that work here. Oh no. Like we're hanging out and having a good old time in the restaurant, and then you look up and you see the little sign again. Yes, may cause cancer. Absolutely. There are carcinogenic fumes that are everywhere. So that's another reason why I'm constantly in detox. Every couple of weeks, let me do a quick detox. So I'm always constantly trying to reduce my toxic load as much as I can in any way that I can, in any opportunity that I can, because I'm probably going to do something that may not necessarily be a choice to be toxic, but it's just a reality of being a human. It's a part of it. Pesticides and herbicides. So yes, we avoid them as much as we can, but again, we're human. We go to the store, we get our favorite fruit, we get our apples and oranges and pears or whatever else. We make sure they're organic, but please understand, organic just means they've used organic pesticides and herbicides. Doesn't mean they're free of it. So yes, you can grow it at home, but again, our air, everything, all that good stuff, still wash it, still keep it clean. I put a recipe up on my website for an at-home cleaner to keep your fruits and vegetables clean. It is, I think it's a quarter cup of baking soda and 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and just let it soak in a sink full of water. Let it soak. That'll help you with that. Hormonal imbalances, man. So our makeup, our hair products, our lotions, our skincare, all of that have all these horrible hormone intercepting things, and we don't necessarily know that they're going straight into our bloodstream. They're bypassing our liver, so they're not getting a chance to be processed out. So we just talked about all the wonderful work our bloodstream is already doing. So on top of that, I'm like, let me give you a little cocktail of all these interrupting good. And they're like, wait a minute now, hold on. And your body knows what to do with it, but you are creating oxidative damage because your body is now trying to process that at the same time as trying to reuse cells that have died, at the same time as trying to keep you from being sick. So there are so many different things going on. So really think about how you can best support your body. And finishing up this course is going to be amazing for you because you're going to know. Poor digestive health. We talked about that. So I've seen recently a lot of things on Instagram and the media, well, I should say in the social media arena, where people are very anti-mucus. Mucus, there's supposed to be a certain level of mucus in your body. So it's not all supposed to go away. So be very, very clear of people saying, oh, take this detox and it's going to get all the mucus out of your body. And it's going to help to absorb this and that and the other. And then the clay is actually going to get into you don't Your body doesn't need to be that roughly handled. You don't want to do that. You will damage yourself. So yes, there is a certain level of beneficial mucus that should be in your body at all times. It helps to keep things running smoothly. It helps to keep things moving. That is how our saliva works. That is how the mucus in our throat works. That's how the mucus in our nose works. It actually traps pathogens in your eyes. Same things. Our eyes water randomly and we're like, what's going on? It's probably because your body encountered something and it kicked it out. So it doesn't necessarily, mean something bad happened. Your body is actually keeping something bad from happening. Same thing with your nose. When you feel that back drip down, and you're like, oh, that's gross. So yeah, spit that out. So don't swallow that, spit that out. Your body is releasing pathogen. So think about this. It's a mucosal lining. When it gets heavy enough, it's going to drip, right? Right? Because it's going to plop down. So there was enough of a heavy pathogen that didn't get into your bloodstream that caused the density to change. And now it's going to move on to its next part of the process, which is to go down. Of course, if you do swallow it, it'll get into your stomach and it'll be killed by your acid, because we are brilliant and we have all of these things that killing and working on our behalf at all times, but you're getting it out of your body. Your body knows instinctively what to do. Like I said in the beginning, the healing is in the earth. These bodies are ancient. They're made of earth. They know what to do. Just like when you have these random cravings, I told you, don't necessarily think like something's wrong with me. I've never even eaten rainbow shard. Why do I want that? Your body is letting you know whatever's in there, you need that. Go on over there and cook that, make your little roll up, eat it, figure out how to make it taste good if you've never had it, and trust your body. Any questions or concerns? Anything come up? Any brilliant insight? All right, so with our digestive health, making sure that you are, go ahead. You got to unmute yourself.
I find myself, I've been craving ginger. Mm-hmm. Is there such thing as having too much? Because I crave it to the point where I just want ginger liquefied. I just want to drink it.
There isn't anything wrong with you having too much ginger. However, you may be having some extreme inflammatory issues in your body. So your body is actually requesting ginger in order to allow it to process at its lowest rate. So what I would recommend is that you do a complete detoxification, because if your body's asking you basically to hyperdose, there may be something that's seriously going on and your body is trying to do its best and it's requesting that type of support. So I would say try some ginger oil, maybe cook with some ginger oil, because ginger is highly caustic. So it's going to cause you maybe issues with your teeth. It could create some type of ulcerative activity inside of your tummy. It's not hurting you now. I'm not saying that it's going to hurt you, but your body's asking for a reason. It's usually because of an inflammatory response. So I'd rather you address the inflammation than to be now a ginger person all the time, every day, because you're not addressing the root issue.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, making sure that you're pooping enough. So pooping 3 times a day is if you're having 3 big meals. Now, if you're having less than 3 big meals, then you don't need to be pooping that much. But you know what a good amount of pooping is. You should have a comfortable flat tummy. You should be able to push down and not feel any poop underneath your belly button. You should be able to not feel like you are extra full. You shouldn't feel like your tummy's being pushed up by your intestines. So you should actually get a full 12 or more inches in the toilet. And it should be smooth. It should be like a snake. It shouldn't be so sticky that it kicks you out of the bathroom. If there is, there may be other issues that are going on. There may be fermentation that's happening in your intestines. And if it's mucousy, there may be something else that's going on. You could have excess mucus in your digestive tract, in your colon. If you see any like stringies or whites, that could be candida. That could be other bacteria that's growing. If you see green and you didn't eat anything green, there could be a bile issue. So poop, again, just like your weight, is a diagnostic tool. Don't just think of it as gross. Now, if it's something that grossed you out, then you need to understand what was gross about that. Was that odor horrible? What did I eat? What am I eating? Is there fermentation that's going on? Can I see yeast floating on top of the toilet? Yes, you can see froth floating up on top of the toilet. There's nothing wrong with you looking at that. Your body is brilliant. There are some things that are not going to be pretty and flowery and all that good stuff, but it's a diagnostic tool. The same way when we first get these precious babies, and oh, you're pooping enough, and that's so good. I'm so proud of you, pooping good baby, right? The same thing. You're your baby. Make sure you're pooping good because I want you here. So make sure that you are producing quality poop. If you're not producing quality poop, maybe you're not having quality foods to allow you to produce quality poop. So this is, again, I want you to look at this and think about this more cognitively. What's going in? Is it good quality? Is what coming out good quality? Is my body processing the good quality that I'm putting in? Because there was a time where I was eating everything that was right, and I was still having hard, difficult to pass stool. It was still difficult for me. So you could still be doing the right thing and not getting a quality poop. And that could most likely be because of how it's being processed in your body. Your body's having absorption issues. But you wouldn't know that because we're taught to just, oh my God, flush it, wipe and flush. Don't look, that's gross. But that's not what you're supposed to be doing. This is your body. Your body's brilliant. It's not gross. Okay, questions? Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to share that I remember when I first went vegan. I'm not vegan now, I'm flexitarian, but I remember I was so constipated.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm having more plant life and more fiber than I've ever had before. But my body was just like, what is going on, I guess. And
Me
I
too.
you're like, this is not what's supposed to happen.
Right. And you automatically think something's wrong with you, right? Instead of looking at the diet. So again, it's not always what everybody says is the right thing to do, because flex is best for your body and you have to trust your body to do that, right? It's important because it creates this conversation. I'm going to do whatever you need me to do to make sure that we have the most amazing experience here. So again, I don't want you to be, that's awesome. I don't want you to be influenced by what other people say you should be doing or eating, or what do you mean you're flex? Like, that's nobody's business. Your body is brilliant and it's yours. We all get our own. So that's awesome. But yes, I did the same thing. I was like, whoa, what's going on? But I was so backed up that it had to take all of that time in order to process all of the hardened stool that was in my body. It was very, very uncomfortable and difficult. So yes, I understand. And it created a lot of malabsorption for me. All right. So optimizing your digestion, just a few quick tips here. So if you're having leaky gut issues, which is hyperpermeability, we talked about that last time, find a way to support and seal that. Allow your body the opportunity to heal that leaky gut. Leaky gut, leaky gut, leaky gut, always, 100% of the time, leads to an autoimmune issue. 100%. So that can be into any of the eosis and itises, endometriosis, rheumatoid arthritis. All of those are associated with leaky gut because it's a bloodstream issue. It gets into your bloodstream, starts to attack all of your other organs, then it's autoimmune issue. Sometimes they don't offer you a test for it. They just say, you got these cluster of symptoms. So it's either this or this, and you're Black, so it's usually this one. So yeah, that's what you got. That's the truth. So I want you to understand and feel empowered to say, I'm not taking that medication, or I'm not doing this. Let me find an alternative way. Let me do some gut transit testing. Let me get my poop tested. Let me get whatever test, intestinal permeability, blood tests, any of those things. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to choose to honor what your body is saying to you. Yes, it doesn't feel good. Yes, it may mean another week of some headaches, but make sure that you're supporting your body and understanding what's actually going on instead of trying to silence a symptom. All right, removing toxic foods from your diet, sugars and sweeteners. Excess sugar is gonna kill your immune system. So it's not a good thing for you to overload on sweeteners just because you're now trying to get more fruits and vegetables into your diet. Now, this has happened before. I did the same thing when I first started drinking green smoothies several years ago. I was like, this is gross. This is gross. Let me put a little sugar in there or something. Let me put something in here. So that is not the best option as well, because you're thinking, if I get my greens, but they're sweet, so I want them, then that's still a benefit. It's not, because now you've just negated all of this wonderful nutrition that you just put in your body by using a processed sweetener. Now, you can use natural sweeteners if you need to, or just go straight into savory. There's nothing wrong with drinking a savory shake or a savory smoothie. It doesn't have to be cold. If that's a weird texture for you, don't do that. But I promise you, Parsley and celery and lime is the best green juice I've ever tasted. So really find a way to make it yummy instead of trying to put ice in the parsley. I mean, put ice in some greens and then you don't like the way it tastes because it's weird, right? Like this is spinach, but it's cold and it's like the texture of ice cream. I don't want that. That's weird. It's not palatable. So find ways to support your body in understanding this is a juice drink. Yes, it is fresh, but it's a savory juice drink. It's like a salad juice, and that's okay. So shifting that mindset so you're not feeling overwhelmed with, oh, I have to drink this, I have to plug my nose and drink it. It's not going to allow you the opportunity to make enough saliva to break it down. So when people do that and you think like, oh, they're doing the best for their body, you just stopped your body from producing the saliva, from producing all the enzymes that's actually going to break down the juice that you just took into your body. So you're actually not doing any benefit for yourself by plugging your nose or not enjoying what you're actually doing for your body. Yeah. So our body is actual, there's so much wonderful, pleasurable things. The whole process of eating helps your body to digest. The smell, the people you're around, the entertainment. If you got all prettied up, like I'm going to eat, your body knows what's going on. There's good stuff. Your tummy's like, yeah, send it down here. There's excitement. The people that you're with, you feel loved, you feel cared for. You're going to have good conversation. You're going to have some drinks. Your body is like, yep, I'm mixing up all. We're about to get some fruits and veggies and we're going to make the most amazing body out of this meal. It's a whole experience. So it's not just what you think you put in your mouth. Let me chew 100 times. Let me go to the other side. All right, swallow it. There's so much more involved. So really respect and honor and enjoy that process of converting all these delicious foods and all of these delicious moments into who you are, your brilliant body and who you're made to be. All right, so processed and microwave foods, I would just say steer clear. So there are some processed foods that I eat because I live in this world and I'm human and I'm on the rush and I'm on the go, but I want you to look at those ingredients. So I did a video a couple of days, I think it was yesterday, did a video yesterday. Look at the ingredients. Is it real food? Is it real items that are actually in to make this food? If not, I would say avoid it. Or if you have to eat it, don't eat very much of it because you don't want problems. Microwave food. So I don't even use a microwave anymore. So try to use it sparingly. Don't use it as often as you used to. Maybe use it half of the time. Maybe use it only on the weekends. I am not saying that your life needs to be strict, stringent, and rigid, but do your best to create the best opportunity for whole food nutrition every opportunity that you can. If it's late and you're starving, you could go to bed and not have any food, or you can make sure that you eat some food so you go to bed on a full stomach so you can sleep better. And if that means the microwave is involved, then let the microwave be involved. Don't let it overwhelm you. And don't beat yourself up about not necessarily doing every single thing every single time. Listen, I go to the vegan beer festival. I love it every year. I love being with my wonderful friends. We are not drinking water all day. We're not drinking cold pressed juice all day. And I'm having an amazing time. I am enjoying life nutrients. I'm enjoying being around people who love me, people I love. We have these brilliant, amazing conversations. I create content. They create content. We bounce ideas off of each other. That in and of itself is amazing for our immune system because now my 95% of serotonin is popping and going all over my body that's created in my digestive tract. That is important. Those are life nutrients. And I didn't have not one green juice or green drink. We didn't sit there and eat carrots. We had cookies and cakes and pizza and love. And that's okay. And that's a part of the process. Hydrogenated oils, vegetable oils like soybean, canola, corn oil, those are highly inflammatory in the body. So think about those. Those are often fillers in processed foods. So don't allow yourself to overlook those thinking, oh, it's just coconut oil. And oh, it's just corn oil. Oh, it's just this oil. Oh, it's soybean. That's okay. Those are actually kind of like the leftover oils. Those are the hood oils you don't necessarily want to take in. So try to find some better oils that are actually beneficial for your body. Bone broth. Okay, so some people are grossed out by bone broth. Some people love it. So we're all Black folks, we've all had some bone broth. You know why? Because you put the neck or the turkey leg in the greens. That's bone broth, okay? I don't want you to be eating that all the time, but you have had bone broth. So what you can do is make it more beneficial for your body. Create a better opportunity to support your body. Hold on, I just got some information. create a better opportunity for your body to create some support. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be an animal-based bone broth. I know that sounds super weird. Just roll with me for a minute. So what happens in bone broth is you need the collagen to turn into gelatin to support your digestive tract. So if you are not going to use animal-based products, what I want you to use is sea moss, or I want you to use the full sea moss, or I want you to use the sea moss gel. So you can make bone broth from that. So that would be a vegan bone broth. It's vegan, it's collagen. That's what we're looking for. But you can call it bone broth if you want to be, you know, with the cool title or whatever. But you're gonna make the same thing. So you can make like a seafood type of boil because you're using a sea product, right? So you're gonna actually boil that, put all your good veggies in, get you some ginger, get you some lime. So you can make like a seafood pho, but you're gonna use the sea moss, or you're gonna use the whole sea moss, or you're gonna use the sea moss gel. You're gonna make that, you're gonna sip that, and that'll help to support your digestive tract. Consuming probiotic rich foods, talked a little bit about that yesterday. Vitamin D, vitamin C, but making sure that you're getting enough probiotics to support your body. Making sure you're not overwhelmed with probiotics, because that can also cause an inflammatory issue. Fermented veggies, sauerkraut, kimchi, any type of fermented foods that you like, get the different types, umeboshi plum, things like that. So those tart flavors that actually cause your mouth to water is allowing you the opportunity to build more enzymatic growth, enzymatic change in your body, which is going to support your body all the way down throughout your digestive tract and allow your immune system to create stronger cells as it's going throughout the rest of your body. Fermented products like kefir, any type of goat milk, buttermilk, those types of things. I wouldn't recommend those two because they're high in cholesterol, but you can do a plant-based buttermilk. You can take the plant-based milks that you have at home, add some apple cider vinegar, put it in the fridge. You can use that as a fermented option as well. You can cook with it. Kefir is really good. You can use a coconut kefir, kombucha. You can create kombucha at home, or you can purchase it. And then because of those ferments, it'll help to support the body in a prebiotic form. All right, and then vitamin support. So we're gonna go for your immune system. So we're gonna do some dosing. If you don't want the dosing, or if you do want the dosing, let me know if I'm going too quick. So vitamin C, about 75 to 90 milligrams a day, both men and women. Vitamin D, 400 to 800 IU per day, both men and women. Vitamin A, 700 to 900, men and women. Vitamin E, 15 milligrams, both men and women. Now, these are going to be hyperdosed if you're dealing with any issues, okay? In particular, Mace, you talked about your father-in-law, I believe. So I would say with the vitamin E, you probably want to double that, the vitamin A as well. Vitamin B6, 1.2 to 1.7 milligrams per day. All right, now we're going to go into minerals. Zinc, 8 to 11 milligrams, men and women. Iron, 8 to 18 milligrams, men and women. Selenium, 400 micrograms. Be very careful, micrograms, men and women. If you are dealing with an issue where you have an inflammatory response, we're going to double those. Not all at the same time, one at a time, every week. Listen to your body. If your body's, hey, that's too much, go back down. Okay? Questions? No? We're good? I'm going to keep moving on. Sure? Okay. Other supplements, elderberry syrup. So you can eat the elderberries if you'd like, or you can make the syrup. If you have the, you can buy like a little kit probably online. I think I have some in my store, so I'll recommend if you guys want to ask me. There are some that are already made. And then they also have kits online, so you have those options. 1 tablespoon, you can do up to 4 times a day. And then your probiotics. I want you to be very, very careful. If you're using Juice Plus, go ahead and test it out with a full capsule and see how you feel. Maybe purchase the gummies as well, and then start to take that, and then try some different types of probiotics. If you want to contact me directly, I can give you some options so we can find out if you're sensitive to probiotics, and I'll give you some options for that. But you want to do 10 to 100 billion. If you're trying to heal something in your body, this is going to be several times a day. If not, we're going to do 1 to 2 times a day. Turmeric. Again, I have a great option. I would say turmeric oil as well as liquid turmeric. So awesome, so amazing in the body. Antioxidant, anti-carcinogenic, antiviral, all that good stuff. You want to use the oil, and you also want to use the actual root vegetable. Dosage is going to be 500 to 2,000 milligrams per day. We're going to get into some essential oils. Holy basil. It's an adaptogen. It's going to help to boost anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and immunodilatory effects in your body. So allowing your immune system to actually dilate, get stronger, get bigger, larger, increase its matter. 300 to 2,000 milligrams per day. Oregano essential oil. Now be very, very careful with oregano because it does burn. You're only going to use oregano oil for 10 days whenever you decide to use it. No longer than 10 days. 1 drop in 4 to 8 ounces of water. Only for 10 days. Then you take a 20-day break. Okay? Now, if you're under the care of a functional nutrition practitioner like myself or someone else, there may be a different option, but because I'm teaching you how to do this on your own, I don't want you to damage your body. So 1 drop, 4 to 8 ounces, only for 10 days. Then I want you to take a break for 20 days. Then if you need to go back in, go back in. Any questions or concerns there? Now, I do have options for all of these products. Just contact me directly. I'll put up a link if you're interested. And then the, I forgot the oregano oil, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, and anti-carcinogenic. And it also helps to kill any bacteria or pathogens that are currently living and parasites that are currently living in your digestive tract. Questions, concerns? All right, we're doing good.
What did you say kills the parasites? Is that the oregano?
Oregano, yes,
Okay.
the oregano. And then the turmeric, the 2 of them together are really good. All right, any other questions or concerns? All right, immune system diseases. So diseases that you may not have known were actually from your immune system. Allergies and asthma, immune deficiency diseases, AIDS, HIV, viruses, autoimmune diseases, lupus, arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease, multiple sclerosis, type 1 diabetes, type 2 and 3 diabetes. I think that's it on those. All right, if you're interested in herbs, these are like used in teas. I'm gonna go pretty quick on these. These don't usually have like a dosing type of issue, so I'll just give you a couple. Echinacea, golden seal, elderberry, astragalus root, ginseng, ginger, turmeric, green tea, all right, now we're going to go into some of our tubers. So carrot, pumpkin, sweet potato, red bell peppers, apricot, kale, spinach, collard greens. All of those are awesome options. And then I forgot a couple of essential oils that I actually like. So frankincense and myrrh. This is the reason why they brought the frankincense and myrrh in the Bible, because she had just had a baby. So yes, they brought it for Jesus, but they also brought this for Mary because her body was healing after just having a baby. Fun fact. All right, lifestyle exercise. So finding things that you enjoy. It has to be an exercise that you enjoy. It creates a different benefit in the body, even if it's a walk, even if it's some squats during commercial breaks. So lower body exercises are always going to boost your immune system. So squats, we're gonna do some kicks, we're gonna do some glutes, some abs, all that good stuff. Reducing stress in any way you can, improving your sleep. Making sure that you're getting that 12-hour detox fasting overnight. So 12 hours from that last meal to that first meal in the morning, however you'd like to do that, okay? I don't want to give you any specific times because our lives are all different, okay? Go ahead, Mom.
Will you repeat the benefits of the lower body exercises once again, please?
Yes, so lower body exercises are always going to boost your immune system. because they include your digestive tract. You're probably going to have to run to the restroom after, which is perfect because that means that the muscle, the peristalsis, is actually producing a benefit and producing chemicals and muscle stimulation and all that good stuff to get toxins out of your body. That's going to stimulate your immune system and allow you're kind of inducing a check throughout your entire body. But keeping that constantly going is going to get more opportunity for you to reduce your viral load and allow you the opportunity to assimilate the nutrients that you're going to be putting in your body based upon the Brilliant Body Boost.
Thank you.
So yeah, squats, glutes, kicks, sit-ups, all that good stuff. Okay. Any questions or concerns? No? All right, it's question time. So questions, comments, if you want to talk about anything specifically, you guys were hanging in there today. I know it was lots more information.
Now, this was actually great, Ty. The thing that I'm dealing with right now is I am not hungry, like barely at all. I prefer to get up in the morning. I have a hot cup of water with either lime and lemon, and then I'll make some smoothies for all of us. And then around lunchtime, I'll make like a huge salad. And I've noticed now, I do not like cooked vegetables at all. Except for greens. I love greens cooked, but everything else I want it raw. And I'm just making sure that that's okay. Cause Charlie be on my case. Mom, you need to eat. But I'm just at a point to where I saw my dad and my mother-in-law and my mom, once they hit like 55, they were just eating like raw tomatoes and raw bell peppers.
Yeah.
I'm like, ew, that's gross. How could you eat that? And now
you're doing it.
Yeah, so is that okay to only be eating like once or maybe even twice? It just really depends.
It's absolutely okay. It sounds like your body is actually doing its own kind of detox and it's inducing one upon you. The only thing I would say is to make sure you're not snacking all day. Eat a full meal. So if you want it to be a raw meal, that's perfectly fine, but make sure you get a good full meal. Make sure your tummy is full, make sure you're satiated, make sure you're getting a healthy fat in there, just a little drizzle of coconut oil, making sure you're getting some acid, some lime over everything. So just make sure it's balanced. Whatever it is, make sure it's balanced if it's a raw meal for you. And then make sure it's not causing you any cravings. So make sure you're not having an extreme sugar craving after or an extreme savory craving, because that would just mean you're having an imbalance in the meal. And you want to make sure to get a balanced meal, even though it is going to be a raw meal, which is actually excellent for your body because you're getting all the water and all the nutritional density that you need to support your body and your immune system. So no, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited because it's cold now. So now I'm incorporating soup. Like we've had soup every single day. So
have you had some raw soups? Try some raw soups. The couple recipes on my website. Try some raw soups. Okay. They're so awesome. They're really, really good. So you can sip that. You can warm it up a teeny bit, or you can let it be room temperature. But that way, you're getting everything that your body needs. You know that you're feeding your body. You know you're nourishing your body, and you don't feel like you're forcing yourself to eat something that you really don't want.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Anyone else? All right. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much for your time. If anything comes up or any notes that you're reading over your notes and you have a question that pops up, feel free to reach out. You can text me at 909-240-37, or you can hit up my website. You can also get on 909-200-4037. You can text your questions there. I will put up this replay on our website. You guys are not being very active in the Facebook group. I put up like 3 more videos, so check those out. Let me know if you have any questions there. If you don't, that's perfectly fine, but I don't want you to miss out on the info that is available there as well. And that's our Facebook group.
What is the Facebook group under? I'm really like getting myself together today.
That's okay. That's okay. Brilliant Bodies group. And I'll send it out. I'll text it to you so you can just click on it.
Bodies group. I will start interacting.
Yes, no problem.
Is it okay? Does Daryl have to sign up? Is it okay if he sits in with me?
Yeah, he can absolutely sit in. Yeah, please sit in. If you have family members, you want them to be supportive, you want them to understand what you're doing. Yeah. Sit in, stay in, talk. I want their questions. I want the challenges. Let me see, what does that mean? What is that word again? I want you to understand this inside out. So remember, I'm teaching you how to take care of your brilliant body. I want you to have all the information that you can in order to do that.
Okay, thank you. Charlie was in here. She just left.
Oh, hey, boo. Did I do good?
You did. She's not
Thank
in here now, but you know,
No, okay.
in here. And it
Tell
was
her I said hi.
thank
That's
you so
awesome.
much. I'm super excited. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions, concerns, comments? Please invite people. Anyone you think this would be good for, please share it. Everyone good? All right. Thank you so much for your time. Be brilliant. Take care of your brilliant body. I'll see you next.